Worked in an office as an IT support staff. Every day his job description is just to fix computers in the office. But something interesting began to happen. When his friends had a phone problem, they would come to him. When a laptop crashes in the office, they run to him. When the owner of the office wants to fix a system, they would come to him. Now, it looked very casual when it started, but over time, it actually became very clear that the salary he's receiving there is paying for him fixing computers in the place, but that the value he has can actually serve more people out there and help people with any issue that has to do with technology. But he didn't quit immediately. Instead, what he did was that he started helping more people after work. He began to handle classes where he taught people tech by weekends and also began to help small businesses to set up their systems. Slowly, something very powerful happened. His value became visible beyond his job. And when the time was eventually ripe for him to move, he did not jump. What happened was that he transitioned into the marketplace that was already waiting for him because they already know him. Now, this brings us to the conversation that we are meant to have today. The question that I want to answer is, how can one transition from giving value in a 9 to 5 to giving his value in the marketplace? Now, I have 5 pathways that are very simple for you to follow, and I'm going to share them very briefly and help you to make the navigation. The first step that you require is to recognize your value. That is the very first thing. Because before a marketplace begins to reward you, you must first of all understand that the value that you carry. Ask yourself, what is that one problem that people will always congregate around me for me to help them solve? Because that is a pointer to what you are going to take into the marketplace. For example, there are some people that are naturally gifted and naturally good at explaining things that are super difficult and making it very simple. Others are very good at fixing technical issues, while others can organize people and organize projects. Other people can also give relationship guidance to others, while other people can help their friends to put their finances together. Now, many times, these abilities appear long before the marketplace begins to pay for them. Yeah, there are things that you do in the closet, things that people didn't even know you had, but you've always practiced it all the while. Right? So for instance, you see a woman who always gives relationship advice to her friends. If she develops that value, she can actually become a relationship coach. You see someone who is able to help the colleagues fix office events and to run beautiful events in the office. Hey, that is actually an event manager in the waiting. So it's first of all about recognizing your value. That's where it starts. The second step that you need to transition without chaos is to begin sharing your value. Now, sharing your value immediately after you found out what it is, begin to share it intentionally. The first thing to do is not to begin to charge people and begin to make money from it. No. You must have to start helping. You must start teaching. You must have to start explaining. You must have to start volunteering and guiding other people with that your value. For example, if you're good with public speaking, why don't you start organizing training for younger speakers who are coming after you? If you know how to fix computers, for example, why don't you begin to give the service to the people around you? If what you can do is to give relationship advice, why don't you do it? But you must have to do it intentionally. You must have to volunteer in a place where you are not paid. Now, let me tell you what happens when you do that. What happens? 2 things. 1, is that you are sharpening your skills while you do that. And then you are revealing your usefulness also. So it is important that you begin to share your values intentionally with the people around you. The third thing that you must have to do if you really want to transition from giving your role in a 9 to 5, which gives you stability, to giving your role in the marketplace, which will help you to scale and to grow. The third thing you must have to do is that you have to build reputation. In the marketplace, ladies and gentlemen, reputation is the currency. Why? Because people must first of all associate you with a particular value. It's either the value you create or the problem you solve. People must have to know you with one thing. You cannot be a jack of all trade and you want to actually get into the marketplace. No, you must have to first of all reduce and shape everything that you can do. There are plenty things that you can do, yes, but you must come up with one. What is that one thing that you want your name to be associated with? You must have to find that thing, right? Now, when people hear your name, what is that thing that they will say that you know how to do? For example, when people hear your name, would they be able to say, that's the person that helped so and so couple to fix their relationship challenge? When they hear your name, would they say, he's that person who understands everything about online marketing, digital marketing? If you call him, he would give you this and give you the right results and what you're looking for. You must be a man and a woman of one thing. Now, reputation helps you to build your consistency. So, you must have to start helping people repeatedly. You must have to start showing up repeatedly. You must have to start solving problems repeatedly. Over time, people will begin to trust your value. Why? Because they have seen it over and over and over again. The fourth thing that you must have to do to be able to make that smooth transition without causing any form of chaos in your life is that you have to create a market opportunity. Simply put, this is the point where you now add naira and kobo if you're in Nigeria, or dollars and whatever currency to that value that you have, right? Now, once people realize and recognize what you can do, your opportunities will begin to appear at different places. Your knowledge can become consulting for someone who is randomly giving people advice and helping them with their relationships. You can actually turn it into consulting. For someone who has been imparting knowledge or explaining difficult things and making it very simple, why don't you convert it to teaching? For someone who has been helping people to solve their phone problems and technological issues, why don't you make that a service? So you must have to create the value in such a way that it is marketable, that it can be out there. One of the things that you must have to do is to register a business name. You must be associated with a name, so that when that name is called, people understand that this is what they are discussing and this is what they are talking about. There are different brands all over the world. If I mention it, your mind will simply go to what it is that they do. So you must become that kind of person. So someone who is good at organizing people's finance can actually begin to teach people budgeting and start coaching people on budgeting. Someone who is a good teacher that helps children to prepare for exams can actually start tutorials both on site and online also. Someone who is a skilled baker can actually advertise it and go out there to supply pastries to different events. This is where your value will begin to interact with the marketplace. I will pause here and make this note that a lot of persons confuse this particular step 4 with step 2. Remember step 2. Step 2 said that you must have to share your value intentionally. There are a lot of persons who don't want step 2 at all. They want the money to start flowing immediately. So what they do is that from the word go, they begin to charge people for what it is that they offer. What happens to such people? They begin to struggle. Some of them might finally make it, but it is for those who are able to stay in it long enough. They are the ones that are able to break even. But they begin to struggle. They begin to face different kinds of rejection. Why? Because they have not created or built a reputation around what they are doing. There is this other set of persons who are very good with number 2, which is sharing their values intentionally and transitioning into number 4, where they begin to make money from it, becomes a challenge. So they are at every point giving that thing that can actually fetch them a whole lot of money. They keep giving it free of charge to people. Why? Oh, it's my friend that said I should come and help bake cake in his wedding. Oh, it's my friend that said that the birthday is coming up. I need to help him organize it. The question is, you've done that for the past 5 years. Everybody knows you can do it. But the only thing you've not been able to do is to put a value on that scale that you have. Today is the day for you to find out where you are. Are you someone that is avoiding number 2, where you give your value intentionally and share it to people so they can know you? You need to go back to that number 2, because like I said, it will help you to sharpen your skills and to show people your usefulness. And then, if you have tarried so long on number 2, where you are so good-hearted that you keep sharing this value to people free of charge, that even now they don't even rate what it is that you have, you must have to learn to transition to number 4, where you now add naira and kobo to what it is that you're doing. Begin to charge people. You might not begin to charge as the big professionals. No, you can actually start by charging little sum, but let there be a level of value attached to that skill that you have. You've given it long enough. It's time for you to begin to make money from it, right? So let's go to number 5. The 5th thing that you must do to transition is that you have to expand gradually. Very, very necessary. This step is where wisdom kicks in. This is where wisdom is required. Why? Because a lot of people in the first few months of beginning to charge people for the value in the marketplace, the next thing they want to do is they want to hire 15 persons. The next thing they want to do is they want to buy a company car. The next thing they want to do is that they want to go and hire one big plaza, and that will be their office. Hey, take it easy. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Make sure that your growth is organic, is natural. If not, you're going to put a lot of pressure on yourself. Let your value grow before you leave the stability. That's another point also. You must have to grow your value to a point where it will begin to sustain you before you leave your 9-to-5 role. Don't jump out of the 9-to-5 role and say, I think I have it now. Make sure that you have a sustained income that is about the same thing that 9-to-5 gives to you before you make your transition. So instead of you trying to expand hastily, you must have to expand gradually and intelligently. A lot of people make the mistake of resigning out of emotions. Yeah. They feel that it is time, so they resign out of emotions. No, don't do that. Don't put your family under pressure. Right? You could actually start with weekend services. You go to work 9-to-5, Monday to Friday, then Saturday, you bring it out to bake that wonderful pastry and begin to share, or to go and organize that event for someone. You can start with weekends. You don't need to start with every day. You can start with evening consulting. So those young people that you're coaching, tell them that you get back from work by 4. So 1 hour turnaround, 5 o'clock, we start. You run it from 5 to 7, and they begin to see what you're able to do. You can start with small training sessions. You don't need to hire a huge hall for you to start. You can start with sharing your content online. Begin small. No matter how it looks, start. It mustn't be perfect before you start. As your reputation grows, you will see that your opportunities will continue to expand. And then the marketplace will begin to sustain you further. When that happens, when you now want to expand, that expansion will not be a jump. No, it would actually be you walking into a marketplace that is already built up and already prepared for you. So that transition will not be chaotic. Transition will not throw your family and all your dependents into a lot of issues. Right? So, this conversation is not about abandoning your job. No, it's about you recognizing the value that you have inside of you. A job may introduce you to a work, but the marketplace will introduce you to scaling up and to the full potential that you have inside of you. A lot of us are playing below our capacity so much simply because we are locked up in the four walls of a 9 to 5. It's time for you to begin to plan your transition. Does that mean that everybody must transition? No. Not everybody is required to transition. Some people will remain in their jobs, yes, while others will transition. Both of them requires wisdom. If you want to remain in your job, the question is, what is the backup plan? Because life could happen. God forbid that life happens and you are not able to go to that job and continue with the job. What's the backup plan? You must ask yourself, if this thing I'm doing now stops and I'm not able to do it again, how am I going to cope? Can I live life still at the same level that I've been living it? So it requires wisdom. And for you that wants to make the shift, that wants to make the transition, you must also apply wisdom so that you don't jump abruptly and jump into danger, right? So the key is that you should never allow the stability you enjoy in the office to hinder you from exploring and expanding and expressing the potentials that you have inside of you. Because lockdown inside of you is a world changer. Lockdown inside of you is someone who can bring solution to millions. Lockdown inside of you is someone who the world is waiting to celebrate. But the question is, would you be able to make the move? Will you? Let me leave you with these thoughts. Your job may introduce you to the work that you're doing, but it takes marketplace to actually pull out your full potential and show it up. Your value may currently be contained in a job, but with clarity, with patience, and with consistency, you'll be able to grow it into something much larger than what you can contain right now. It's time for you to begin to think about your life and the transition that will take you into the marketplace. This has been Oqui, the Wealth Maestro, with Ace with Oqui this beautiful day. I want you to follow me on all social media platforms at Oqui W Maestro, because there we discuss, there we gist, you can ask questions, and then we continue to explore to find a clear way that will lead us to excellence. Cheers and God bless you.